In this week's Fresh Produce Market Overview, we had a very interesting discussion from Mbali Nwoko on the challenges of being a pepper producer and her expectations for the coming season. We also give some longer-term price projections for fresh produce market prices in South Africa, with the potato price that is likely to increase over the next 3 months, while onion prices can decrease. All in this week's very full episode, so make sure to stay tuned. Hi, I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe and welcome to this week's AMT Fresh Produce Market Overview. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook, where you look at the latest price trends and news in the fresh produce markets of South Africa. When looking at the latest economic indicators, the rand strengthened again after the increase in interest rates was announced about 2 weeks ago, and some improvement was shown at Eskom, with the rand trading at 16.57 rand per US dollar. Lower global growth and demand for oil sent the Brent crude oil price downward again on Monday, trading currently at $103 a barrel. Last week, the national average potato price increased to 44.84 per 10 kilogram bag, mostly due to high demand on the markets the past week, while the average Class 1 potato price traded on 47.30 per 10 kilogram bag. Because production is shifting to the Limpopo and Christiana regions, we may see slightly higher quality but slightly less volumes on the markets. This can result in higher overall prices over the next 3 months. The latest tomato price stayed on a very high level, increasing by 23% to 11.44 rand per kilogram, while the Class 1 tomato price increased to 11.87 rand last week. The seasonal price index shows a possible decrease in tomato prices in August, but the price is likely to trend upwards in September and October again due to lower expected volumes on the markets. The latest carrot price increased to 3.41 rand, with the Class 1 carrot price currently on 3.61 rand per kilogram. Higher expected volumes over the next 3 months can likely result in carrot prices to continue on a downward trend over this period. The latest onion price decreased to 5.71 rand per kilogram due to higher volumes, while the Class 1 onion price increased to 5.83 rand. Looking over the next 3 months, we are expecting lower onion prices in August and September, but the price is likely to stabilize in October again due to slightly lower volumes. The latest cabbage price stayed on 3.65 rand, while garlic prices decreased to 51.73 per kilogram. Spinach prices decreased by 28% to 3.63 rand, while the latest sweet potato price remained on a low level, decreasing to 3.12 rand last week. Pepper prices increased by 1% the past week to 13.24 rand per kilogram, while pumpkin prices decreased to 3.36 rand. This section was brought to you by Nile Marketplace. Nile connects fresh produce buyers and sellers by providing a platform for direct and secure transactions. Their digital solutions aim to solve issues such as price discovery, quality verification, payments, and traceability. Go check out their website now at Nile.ag. Also, make sure to contact Andrew and his excellent team at Halfway Toyota for the best prices and service in the country for the Toyota of your choice. When looking at the fruit markets, most prices remained under pressure due to higher volumes. The banana price decreased to 5.36 rand, while the Class 1 price increased to 5.62 rand. This price is likely to stay on a low level over the next 2 months, but can trend slightly upwards in October due to lower expected volumes. Apple prices decreased to 6.57 rand, with the Class 1 apple price on 6.82 rand. The pear price decreased to 7.23 rand, with the Class 1 price currently on 8.17 rand per kilogram. Apple prices can increase over the next 3 months, but pear prices can stay on a slightly lower level over the next 2 months, mostly due to volumes that can remain on a higher level. The orange price decreased by 11% to 2.12 rand, while the Class 1 orange price decreased to 2.18 rand per kilogram. Orange prices can increase slightly over the next 3 months as volumes will start to decrease on the market. However, we only expect to see a significant price improvement in November. The latest lemon price stayed on R2.61 last week. Avocado prices also decreased, trading on R12.52 last week, while the Class 1 price decreased to R12.64. Our expectation is that we might see a significant increase in this price over the next 3 months due to lower expected volumes. Table grape prices increased to R62.55 and can remain on a high level over the next 3 months. The latest pineapple price increased to R6.89 per kilogram and can also remain in an upward trend over the next 3 months. As promised, we're here from Mbali Nwoko today. She's a pepper farmer, entrepreneur, and been involved in the agricultural industry the past 6 years or so, and I think faced a lot of challenges in this industry, specifically in the horticultural industry. Welcome, Mbali. Glad to have you here today with us.
Thank you so much, Johnny, for having me. Looking forward to the conversation.
Mbali, we saw a lot of price fluctuations, a lot of challenges, specifically in the horticultural industry the past year or so since COVID broke out. How did you handle it? And I think most importantly, how did you get involved in the agricultural industry? And then, of course, the challenges. How do you manage that on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so I obviously started farming 6 years ago. Peppers weren't my niche crop. I was farming peppers, baby marrows, beans, as well as Swiss chard. And over the years, as I grew as a farmer, I just started to scale down in terms of the crop focus that I wanted to really start producing. And so I landed on peppers. And, as much as I've got a various clientele, retailers, wholesalers, the fresh produce markets, I sell on online platforms, you get a lot of interesting dynamics around the industry, right? And now with my brand new farm, because I was in farming in tunnels for the past 6 years, I had a mixture of open land as well as greenhouses. But now on this specific farm, it's completely under greenhouse. We're farming hydroponically, and I thought that going into hydroponic farming, you're more efficient, you're more agile, you would grow more yields as well. But that wasn't the case, simply because of what's happening around the macroeconomic environment, right? The high prices, inflation, interest rates, what's happening, Russia-Ukraine war. I mean, these are the videos that you constantly share on your platform, and we're learning about what's affecting the high prices around food, as well as just farming in general. And we've been hit by that. We're not immune to, we're just the same as any other farmer, right? So the challenges that have faced me post-COVID, and obviously now with this war happening, is that, sure, we've seen fertilizer prices go up drastically. I mean, I used to spend about 14,000 Rand a month just on fertilizers. Now we were spending about 21,000 Rand a month just on fertilizers. And that's money you don't get back, right? Yes, it goes towards producing your crops, trying to attain the highest yields. But you start to see that costs are going up and up. The yields are relatively the same, and the prices relatively stay the same. And so the challenge was to say, constantly innovate as a farmer. Season after season, you have to look at the successes, the wins, the losses. How do you mitigate against those losses in the next seasons? And so the challenge here for me was just to say, how do I try to save costs around fertilizers? It's something key that I constantly need and I can't do without in my business, but how do I save those costs? And the plan going forward in the next season is to maybe take advantage of the virgin land or the virgin soil that's available in my farm. Still keep the same production methods going. However, just instead of farming hydroponically, plant directly into the soil. We did some trials in some of our greenhouses. Planting in the soil did obviously yield a lot of results for us. And so we're just trying to take that risk for this coming season in effort to curb some of the costs that we've experienced in the past production season at the farm. And then again, the other challenges, like being a hydroponic farmer, we experience a lot of extensive load shedding on the farm. And so, as you know, farming hydroponically, you have to constantly water your crops. We were having an irrigation cycle of every hour for 5 minutes, changing various valves in the greenhouses for 5 minutes. And there were times when load shedding would hit us and the electricity would go away for about 4 hours. And that cost us that cost us major setbacks in the business, because then your plants are stressed, you're not producing as much as you thought you would. So therefore the conversation with your buyers is also different. They're expecting a minimum quantity for that week, but then again, you can only harvest what your plants give you. And so these are just some of the challenges that we experienced in the past season of our growing period. But going forward, as we plant in September, we're obviously changing a couple of things, and I'm learning that as a farmer, you can never be comfortable with your operations. You can never say, I've got it sorted, I know what's going to happen. You always have to innovate and obviously put a close eye or close watch in your operations, and obviously take advantage of where you can save costs, but obviously produce more and make a profit at the end of the day.
So that was really interesting. Thank you very much, Mbali, and I think all the luck to you in this next season. I think the markets are really volatile as well. We saw pepper prices going up and recently coming down significantly, and that's unpredictable movements in terms of consumer demand and so forth. But hopefully from our side, we will try to keep you updated in terms of the latest price movements and the macroeconomic situation that can impact the profitability of your farm. So good luck, and thank you very much for the time that you spent talking to us.
Thank you so much, Johnny. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Make sure to contact Halfway Toyota for the best prices and service in the country for the Toyota of your choice. This broadcast was made possible by Standard Bank, Nile.ag and Halfway Toyota. I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe, and thank you for watching.